Welcome to the Spirits, Angels, and Guides Oh My podcast,
where the supernatural gets real, baby.
So this one's dedicated to Monica, and we're going to talk about Lemp Mansion. One of our lovely assistants, Monica, actually had a request. So she wanted us to go over Lemp Mansion. And so it is said to be one of the 10 most haunted places in America.
Oh, well, Monica's from Missouri, isn't she?
Okay.
St. Louis?
Yes, I think so. Because
Is that in Missouri?
So this Lemp Mansion is in St. Louis as well.
Yeah, there we go. Isn't St. Louis in Missouri though?
Okay, you were testing me
oh my God.
my geography?
You know what? This always makes me laugh because if you ever watch, Nan, if you're ever on social media and stuff and you're like, Canadians are always like, oh, Americans don't know anything about our where we're from and the provinces. I don't think I can even name the 10 provinces or 12 or however many there are. And the territories.
Oh boy.
I don't. So I don't know if St. Louis is in Missouri or not, but we're going to go with it.
We're going to go with this. Just
okay. And if it's not, you guys can correct us. We're okay with that.
That's right. Okay. So this one's dedicated to Monica, and we're going to talk about Lemp Mansion. So
that's a lame-ass name. I don't know. I'm just going to say it.
So sorry, Lemp family, that we are chastising your name.
My co-host here has no filter, so we just go with it. I fix it. She says it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be quiet now. Go.
Okay. So the mansion, which is in St. Louis, which we're not sure what state's in, is a testament to how tragedy can echo through time. So this particular family, the Lemp family legacy. So this was founded by Joanne Lemp. I'm not even saying that right. Johann. Would be that Joanne? Johann?
I would pronounce it more like a Johann because
Johann.
It's probably German or something.
Yeah. So now we're throwing culture in. We're gonna cover everything.
I don't know, Nate. I can't tell a province from a province, but I can tell if the name is German or not. Okay, go ahead. So,
Johann Adam Lemp in 1840s. He was with the Western Brewer. I can't even say that word. Anyways, he became a dominant force in American brewing industry. Let's just say that. Okay. The mansion was built in the 1860s, and it served as this Lemp family's residence and business hub. So to me, that's like one of the first work from home families, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you can, and a brewery, well, you want to work from home, have a little drinky poo over here, stumble upstairs to bed. That's like the ultimate thing.
Yeah.
Noon little, what do you call those things when you have a little drink at noon? There's a certain...
Afternoon delight. Oh no, that's something else. Wait.
I mean, you're getting back upstairs to have a lie down, but I can't remember what the word is. Okay, we are going to teach you something somewhere. I don't know what it is. Something spiritual. Okay, go.
Okay, so the brewery was connected by underground tunnels from the original Cherokee cave system. Ooh. So a lot of these caves were ruined during the construction of the highway, the Interstate 55. But the cave system was home to more than just the brewery, and it showed off a lavish lifestyle of an underground swimming pool, a theater, a bowling alley, beer gardens, and it's said that the caves have just as much spiritual activity as the mansion itself.
Oh, okay, stop for a second. What year is this?
This is crazy, right? This is 1860.
And you're telling me that they had an underground pool and lounge and...
bowling alley. Just gonna go have a beer, do some bowling.
Underground, then stumble upstairs to your bed. I didn't even... Okay, why this sounds so crazy, but I didn't even know they had bowling in 1839.
I know.
Oh, wait,
we're
where was-
1860.
Oh, 1860.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
we're a few years ahead.
that does sound pretty fancy schmancy.
Yes. So around, I believe it's the 1922, the prohibition was strong, and so this sort of devastated the brewery. I hate that word. I can't say it very well. So it was closed in 1922 due to prohibition, and this marked the beginning of the family's financial decline and the tragedy that was going to come to the house.
Oh,
all right.
Oh, I'm here. Let's go.
Okay, so Frederick died of Freddie died of heart failure in 1901 at the age of 28. William Lemp Sr. shot his beloved dog before taking his own life in 1904.
Stop!
That's awful.
Right there. How dare he? What? Who does it? He shot his beloved dog before he did what?
Took his own life because he was so devastated by the death of his son, Freddie. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I just take a dog with them.
I know, right? Like, you could have rehomed the dog. Like, come on. Like, these...
rehomed the dog.
Like, seriously. We are animal rescuers. We see solutions.
Exactly. That's when I'm like, oh, sorry? Pardon me?
Right.
Immediately no? Immediately no. We don't do that. Okay.
No, we do not. Bad William. So, Eliza Lemp Wright, which is William Sr.'s daughter, then took her own life in 1920. Okay.
She didn't take the dog with her?
There's no noted notification about dogs or cats.
Because they're not allowed to have animals anymore, let me tell you.
Right?
Okay, this is sad, though.
It is very sad. And then William Jr., who was affectionately called Billy, and Charles Lemp also died by suicide in the mansion.
What?
So that is a lot of death and suicide in one mansion.
Oh, that'd be lots. You're right.
Now I know
that's a lot of energy, though, Nan.
Right? And so
toxic energy, building up on toxic energy.
That's what I was going to say to you. So does this make? What's your thought on this energy that's left from this type of devastation?
Well, so let's talk for a second about hauntings and homes. And when people call people like you and I who do spiritual work and clearings and cleansings and all those things, and they say to us, oh, my home is haunted. 9 times out of 10, it's residual energy. There might be spirit there, but spirits haunting, not so much. But there may be spirits there, but it's the residual energy that is kept there. So toxic energy, things, that people bring into the homes. So for me, the consistent death and traumatic death, because traumatic energy imprints.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me, my friend. This is why we're good. But it does imprint. So, and it imprints not only on people, right? So, you have something traumatic happen. We carry it with us in our body, mind, sometimes spirit, not so often, but mostly in our body and mind, our humanness. And then it imprints in homes, in places, locations, etc. You still with me, girl?
I'm with you.
Okay.
And I'm putting down.
Thank you. So when we move into a space like the mansion, which has had consistent deaths, but also tragedy in terms of finances. When we are in lack financially, and people, again, I love how a lot of spiritualists get like, oh, don't talk about finances like that. Always be it's true. If you feel you're in lack, you're going to sit in lack. But you have to also be logical. You are human, right? Your spirit having that human experience. So you have to have financial abundance, at least enough to make you feel safe.
Yeah.
Still with me? Still picking up what I'm putting down?
Mm-hmm.
So this place had a massive amount of joy and happiness and weird-ass bowling games downstairs in the tunnels. And they had all this goodness and everyone was thriving and feeling good. And then all of a sudden, things start to change. Money flow ends. People start dying. People start taking their own lives. They took a dog's life. That's imprint number 1?
2.
2 dogs?
Yeah.
Did I miss one?
Charles became a recluse. So Billy, the one who died by suicide, his divorce, he divorced his wife in 1908. That was a huge public spectacle. I think she is also spotted in the mansion. But Charles became a recluse, left a chilling note before his death in 1949, also killing his dog in the basement before ending his own life. Like, I don't know what it is with these people and killing dogs.
This makes me very, very bitter. But it's not about being bitter. So for me, it's energy, right? So now, even killing of the dogs is an energy that is attached to the home, right? So you said something interesting I'd like to know about. As I'm watching Nan play with her microphone. I'd like to know, like you mentioned that one of the ladies was seen in the house. What is the like haunting kind of like sounding like? Like, are they walking through the house? Are people seeing them? Are they healing? Or is this just an energy? Because for me, it feels like energy, and ghosts can imprint, right? Mm-hmm. Ghosts can imprint as well. So it's not just energy. Ghosts can imprint. So if these people, those dogs could imprint there. You might see Lassie, like literally standing at the top of the stairs. I don't know why I always put ghosts imprints at the top of the stairs, but I do. So Lassie might be at the top of the stairs, and you see Lassie there every night, at 3 or 10 o'clock at night. You see Lassie when you come up the stairs, you go down the stairs, whatever you're doing on the stairs. So they can imprint too. So I'm interested to see what people are talking about now. Okay.
So I'm going to finish off on some of the activities. So basically, of the Lemps, only Edwin Lemp actually lived out a nice long life in
nice. Mansion. I like how they threw out the nice, because everyone else was gone. So he was like,
he became quite quiet. He was recluse. He walked away from the brewery. He lived peacefully and passed away quietly from natural causes at the age of 90 in 1970. But here's the thing. His last wishes to me were very odd. According to historical data, his last wishes was that his butler burn all the paintings that the Lemps had collected throughout his life, and burn priceless documents and artifacts. And so the butler did that when he passed away, which is really odd to me. Like, I don't know, it seems so eccentric. But
it does seem eccentric.
It ties into some of the hauntings. So what is reported? So the paranormal activity that's reported is people smell cigar smoke outside of Charles' room.
Okay, that's common.
Yep. Visual apparitions are sightings of shadowy figures believed to be members of the Lemp family, and an image of a man in old-fashioned clothing near the staircase.
Of course. It's the staircase. That's where they all hang out. They're all chilling there. Dark shadows, most people see shadow figures, whether they realize it or not. So, okay. Yep. And we would assume it's the Lemps.
Yep.
The Lemps.
The Lemps. So, auditory is disembodied voices, footsteps in the hallway, faint weeping sounds in rooms. That's obviously associated with all the family's suicides.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Again, imprints.
That's what I'm thinking too. Now, the poltergeist activity is glasses flying off the shelves in the bar area, doors opening and closing without explanation.
So that's not imprint activity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, poltergeist to me is just a scary, scary word, but it's a fun word. And one of my favorite movies when I was little was The Poltergeist. So sad that little girl passed away. But anyway, one of my favorite movies in Poltergeist, the idea of poltergeist I got goosebumps when I said that. Good God, maybe she just walked right through me. But
probably did.
What was her name? Heather O'Rourke, something like that?
Yeah,
that
something
was
like tragedy.
That. But anyway, we're not talking about poltergeist. Maybe we should one day, but we're not today. And going back to this, disembodied voices and things like that. I mean, we've all experienced something like that. So it can happen, but that is not an imprint. That would be the spirit actually coming through and wanting to make a connection. Now, why do they do that? Are they just lonely walking up and down the halls? I don't know what your take on it, but let me give you my take. My take is when we start hearing things, I have had in this room that I'm sitting in right now 2 major incidents of things happen that would be poltergeist type activity. One was when I was talking to a client and she just would not take anything that the female spirit that was here was saying. The woman was just not ready for this. And there was a heart stone that I had, a heart crystal, and it lifted itself up and threw itself at that Buddha picture right there.
Wow.
And nailed the Buddha picture. And I'm not going to lie, I was so happy it nailed the Buddha picture and not my wall, because it would have left a hole in my wall, and it just bounced off the canvas on that. But we were so stunned. The woman ended the session and she left. And I was like, oh, well, that was the end of that. I mean, it was so dramatic. The other thing that happened is I was talking with someone again, and they were here for a session, and the candle that I had going blew out. Now, no big deal. My window is right above it. So I was like, whatever. I never put any thought into it. And we're talking. She laughed about something. I mostly have females come to me. I don't know why. But anyway, and my candle relit.
That's
all by itself. Then it blew out. And we're all she and I are staring at it. And it lit again.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my goodness. That's physical, that's spirit coming through and doing something like actually physical. That can even come along physical mediumship as well. Another thing we won't talk about now, but there's a reason that spirit does that. It is to get your attention. They need something from you, whether it is acknowledgement, which is 99.9% of the time they just want to be acknowledged, as opposed, and again, this is my humble opinion, or they actually want to give you a message. Hello, Nan.
Sorry,
Nan has a new microphone.
I put myself on mute so I could cough, and then I had to figure out how to turn my microphone back on. So just ignore
So that's where I kind of stand with poltergeist and poltergeist activity. So what's your thought?
What? 100%. I agree. I agree with you. We're definitely on the same page. Now, we're going to have a disclaimer in the write-up about this, because the next part I'm going to talk about is actually very heartbreaking. There's also reports of a child's laughter. And this child is thought to be William Jr.'s illegitimate son, who was rumored to have been kept in the attic.
Oh.
So, according to the historian Joe Gibbons in St. Louis, when he interviewed the former nanny and chauffeur who worked at the mansion a long time ago, they verified the boy's existence and that he was housed in the attic quarters, which is also by the servants' room. The servants' room. And so this son was from Will's Flandering. So he had a lot of prostitutes, he was with a lot of servants, and the boy was born with Down syndrome. Oh. And so at the time, that was a complete embarrassment for the family. And so they hid him away from the world, and he was cloaked as shameful. And today, he's known as the monkey face boy, which is...
Oh my God, Nan!
That's awful.
What the hell?
So I'm not sure why they tagged him with that horrible name, but that unfortunate soul continues to show his presence at the Lemp Mansion. And I believe in his 30s he passed away. So he wasn't a boy anymore. And they buried him in the Lemp cemetery plot with a small flat marker with the word Lemp. So that sort of adds to the mystery, as there's really no evidence other than that he existed.
Okay, that was awful.
Right?
That was as bad as the dogs.
Right? Like, what is wrong with these people?
I don't know. It's the time. I'm not going to say anything about the time and the era because we seem to be going backwards as opposed to going forward. So,
True.
Having listened to that's hard on the soul, right? With the people can be that cruel. But again, the era, the time, people's thought processes, calling someone that name is not common, I would think, but things like that happen. You would hide, or you would, I don't know how he was taken care of. I don't know the ins and outs of that. So I don't know who the mother was or anything like that, but that would be a big thing. And that would definitely be an imprint. But also could be a spirit that wanted to come and hang about the only place he knew. Right? Spirits come back to a place because they know it. Ghosts and spirits in my world are two different things. Ghosts imprint, you'll see them repetitively. That's not even a word. Repetitively, over doing the same thing over and over, and they don't communicate. Spirits, you'll see, and they will engage. They will communicate. So I don't know if he was an imprint or if he was an actual spirit coming through, but that doesn't surprise me that he's there if that was truth.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he was there as well, and just trying to get some of his story made known to people so that it could be told better than just a random marker, right?
Yeah.
So much heartbreak for that poor guy. So the investigation, because this is where you and I love to sort of deep dive as well. So lots of teams have been there from the show Ghost Hunters, and they've captured EVPs and documented unexplained phenomenon.
Fabulous.
Right? They've got all sorts of video footage of orbs and unexplained movements. Now, wow. I personally want to talk for a second, Tara, about orbs, because whenever you and I record something, you've always got orbs flying around you. So I want you to talk to our listeners a little bit about orbs.
So orbs are a way of spirit showing themselves. It's a way for the naked eye. And there's lots of things you can say. There's something floating in front of the camera, whatever. If you watch the orbs in my videos, and sometimes people can see them and sometimes they can't. Sometimes only I can see them. You will see that these are distinct moving. This is not a piece of fluff going on a journey. That's it. That's how I felt like a sperm there. But that's a piece of fluff. You know how in those like educational things for kids, then the sperm goes up anyway. And the orbs are just Nan's having a full-on hysterical fit right now. And I was going to say the sperms and the orbs are actually just showcasing. It's a form of light and energy that comes together. It is another way of physical mediumship.
See the orb, and Tara is a sperm coming to the orb.
So anyway, yeah, that's an orb. An orb is a physical presence of spirit. And why is it not a ghost? Because it's an energy that is been I don't even know the right word for this because I ain't techie, but it's just an energy that comes together, and it stays and it comes and it goes, and it's not in the same space, and it's not it's not representing anything other than spirit being in my space. And sometimes you will watch them go zip 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 zip, zip around me, and my room is very very I work in this room all day, every day, doing spiritual work and whatnot. So I just ramp up energy all the time. Plus, we have the good old guy that built our house. He likes to chill.
Yeah, that's cool.
But he's not an orb. He's an actual spirit. Anyway, does that help?
That totally helps. One of the trips I want to arrange, I think would be cool if we were ever to do another retreat, would be to go to Mount Shasta, because a friend of mine went there and sent me pictures of orbs. And when you zoom in, you can actually see faces in them.
That's cool. We did that. Paula Gill and I did that in Arthur Finlay in England. Yeah, we did that. Guess what I'm doing? We're getting off subject super quick, but guess what I'm doing in Bali?
Oh, what?
I am going to an abandoned, haunted theme park.
Oh my God, you're jealous.
I will do a live there. So if you guys follow me on my social media, I will do a live and tag Nan, and then she can put her 2 bits in the comments, and we'll put it on Instagram. But I'm gonna so do that anyway.
Okay.
Lemp family, please.
Yes, back to the Lemp family. So the personal experiences people have had have been, sensations of being watched, temperature drops, being touched. Also, the other physical experience was the EMF spikes in areas where there's no electrical sources and all of that. So it does seem like it's quite active. Now, here's the thing. The mansion now is a restaurant and an inn, and they give ghost tours. So,
of course.
This is something that I find very interesting because you and I have talked about this before. Because, of course, people coming in with that level of excitement and energy are also adding energy to whatever is there.
For sure. For sure they are. Expectation, they ramp it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things, and I'm just quickly reading the small note that we had from Monica, who requested this. Before she knew anything, before she had come into your world as your assistant and knowing anything about channeling or being spirit conduit, she went on a tour.
Oh!
Yeah. And so she went with someone who was very interested in the haunted history, and they did not speak of any personal experiences, but she smelled cigar smoke and witnessed spirits sitting in the bar drinking at one point, and had to sit down because it got so overwhelming with the feeling. And that she said, she also felt what I knew to be a dog rubbing against my leg. So that kind of, the dog's still there.
Puppy.
Yeah. So that
cool though.
That is it. That is the history of Lemp Mansion, and one of the 10 most haunted places in America.
I thought maybe it was going to talk more about the underground tunnels.
I did too, and I really like to revisit that because I feel that's like just this whole, it could be its own podcast, really.
Yeah, when I picture that, I literally picture like this lavish kind of like underground location where people are smoking and drinking and gambling and playing or bowling or whatever. But they're doing all this stuff, and I don't know, I got goosebumps talking about it. I don't get goosebumps this often. I don't know what's going on either. I'm really cold, or this is really something we should look into. And yeah, I think that would be a really interesting thing. I mean, these tunnels, I know they said they were destroyed now for the most part, but back then, like, is there any documentation about stuff going on in the tunnels, like any tragedies there?
Well, let's put that down, and people stay tuned for a part 2, and we will do some more research around the Cherokee cave system.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
And that's all I got for you this week.
I wonder if one of the dogs was a chipity. A chipity.
A chipity.
A chipity.
Chipity.
I can't get past that. We better do this before the octopi take over the world. Nan, I love you. I will see you soon.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the wonderfully weird and metaphysical.
If you loved what you heard, don't forget to follow us for more insights and behind-the-scenes fun.